Saturday night, the Whalers introduced a new captain, Kevin Dineen. He's no stranger to the Whaler faithful. Kevin accepted his new role, and the fans told him they approved. The Whale opened the 96-97 season with a 1-0 win. Offense courtesy of old friend Alexander Gdynia. Once again, Sean Burke provided the defense as he chalked up his second consecutive opening night shutout with a 30-save performance. After a one-year layoff, Super Mario scored 69 goals in 70 games last season. He covets the Stanley Cup, and this season may be his last.
I want to give it one more shot, but like I said before, this is probably going to be my last shot.
The Pens acquired bulky blue liner Kevin Hatcher to strengthen their D-core and fortify Mario's Stanley Cup desire. Tonight, live from the Hartford Civic Center, Super Mario and the Penguins face off against the Hartford Whalers. It's NHL hockey, and it's next on Sports Channel. An examination of the fullest extent for a team working on newfound defensive philosophies. The Hartford Whalers get ready for the high-flying Pittsburgh Penguins on Sports Channel. Good period. Thanks for Greg Gilmartin. Now here's Jágr over the line. Jágr right in. Burke shuts it down. And the net again off the pegs. But Jágr with that excellent strength, had the inside body position and went right at Sean Burke.
Well, there is a play, and we talked about Jágr, how strong he really is. Gdynia did a fine job against the boards, but here's a one-on-one in open ice. Gdynia's got, he's playing him perfectly. Gives him a cross check, but he just fights it off and goes to the net with a puck. He's so strong, gets a shot on net. Burke has to be in the right position there to cut that angle off, and he does that. And does it so well, but no.
Quinn looking for the loose puck. It's broken up by the Whalers and past the head. Open ice for Sanderson. Over the line, moving up, cutting in the slot. Sanderson holding, shooting, scoring! Hey, what do you say, Geoff Sanderson? 15.3 seconds left to go in the second period. The Whalers back up by 2.
Boy, a good time to score a goal late in the second period. But the hardest save for goaltenders against the flow. And Sandy picked that puck up again with some speed, cut across in front of the defenseman and went the opposite way. As we're going to see him pick the puck up here, he is going, he is moving, going to his forehand. And going the opposite way, Barrasso is a beautiful shot, nice and low, below the blocker and above the pad. He deserved it. He's been playing well, getting some opportunities. He's skating much better tonight. Big goal late. You love to see goals like that with 15 seconds left.
Oh, mercy. Geoff Sanderson is first of the season. As the period will wind down, the Whalers surrendered a 2-goal lead. Now they're back up by 2, and Billy, they really have worked to get back to this point.
Well, they started to play the way they wanted to play, and the way they did play in the first 10, 12 minutes of the first period. Then, maybe a little too confident. They got into a skating game, and they can't do that with Pittsburgh, but they've definitely shorted up here in the second. Played strong defensive hockey, especially in the neutral zone, and taken advantage of a couple of opportunities late in the second.
Sanderson from Dineen at 19:44. We see Geoff file off, and it's a standing ovation here at the Hartford Civic Center, and the boys deserve it.
Welcome back, All-Star Friday here in San Jose. Joe White, the PA announcer, is going to be introducing the Eastern and Western teams.
From the Hartford Whalers, number 8, Geoff Sanderson.
Is the puck control relay. You got to pick it up and you got to go through the cones. You got to keep control of the puck. You can go back to get it, but you can't skip a cone. When you cross the line, the next man can go.
And again, you go for speed or do you go for accuracy and get the time?
You got 2 races. One is the relay, where there'll be 3 from each, the East and the West go, and then when they are done, there will be a one-on-one competition that will be taking place. A point is awarded for the winner in the team competition, and a point is awarded in the one-on-one competition. And because Ozolinsh isn't making any mistakes. Ozolinsh now just needs to cross it, and he does. So the West will take the team relay point, with Korea, Solani, and Ozolinch picking up the first point in the skills competition.
Good team by Ken Hitchcock. As we said, quick guys, good skaters, guys like Burke, guys like that, Monty, Korea. This is their drill. They'll do very well in this drill. The taller, bigger Eastern guys are going to have a little trouble with this drill.
Now, same drill, but it'll be a one-on-one coming up. Let's check down with
this here, guys. Go ahead, Gary.
Wayne is going to be a passer, I bet.
I can't believe he did that drill. They must have begged him to do that drill.
Well, you were the one who wanted him to do something else.
Oh, I can't imagine it was that one.
There's Geoff Sanderson and Pavel Bure. Sanderson and Bure will now go in the same drill. This is a one-on-one for another point. Sanderson, a late entry. There is Pavel Bure. Previous winners of this, Pierre Turgeon last year, Russ Courtnall in '94, and it's pretty close right here. Bure and Sanderson. I mean, really close. Bure's got a little lead here, and he's up first.
Upset, Gary, upset here.
Pavel Bure in the one-on-one in the puck control relay comes across with another point, and it is 1-1. East and West knotted at 1 apiece after the puck control relay race.
I was amazed Sanderson stayed that close to him because Bure's bread and butter is those cutting in, going backwards, beating 2 or 3 defensemen. Sanderson did a great job staying that close.
The rules and the way it will be run. You got to make the full circle all the way around. There are 3 skaters on each team. 1 goal is awarded to the team with the fastest average time, and 1 goal to the fastest individual skater.
The guy
Bondra's the fastest so far. 1 point's gone to the east, 1 to the west. So the team point will be decided right here. Geoff Sanderson and Tony Amati. There's Sanderson, who is skating for the East, and Tony Amati from the Chicago Blackhawks in his Blackhawks white uniform. And they are off again. This is the 3rd heat and last. And the early lead, Sanderson.
Sanderson had him at center halfway through.
It is tough coming around and behind that net, and Sanderson's got a point. Geoff Sanderson. So Bondra and Sanderson for the East have won their heats. 13.82 does not overcome Bondra's mark. The Bondra 13.61, the fastest out there. So the East team will pick up a point for winning as a team and a point for having the fastest in Peter Bondra.
And Geoff Sanderson's already picked up his team 2 points, Gary.
There, our Friday skills competition. The East leads at 7-2. The West can still win it, however. So hang on. We've got the power play relay coming up now, and the goaltenders really get tested here, Barry.
Well, it's a game condition thing. 5 or so many pucks. It's a timing thing. You got to pace yourself. Can't go too fast and then lose it in the end. So it's a conditioning drill also. So it'll be interesting. A lot of great players here.
18 skaters and 3 goalies per team involved. Each goalie faces 1 group of 6 skaters. Each goal counts towards each goal. Counts towards the overall team score. Darren? Dale, power chuck, Sanderson, Geoff Sanderson with that one home.
That go in there to hit both posts.
They said it went in, the light came on. Now running 30 seconds left on it. Action comes way out on Shanahan. Save again. Pavel Bure, no.
Game start.
Blink and the future leaves you behind. The digital revolution meets the new ice age in the American West. Shot by Kozlov, he scored! Once sleepy San Jose is wired. Not far from the Sharks' home ice is the virtual epicenter of technology, the Silicon Valley. At high-tech giants like Silicon Graphics, designer caffeine fuels the minds and fingers that drive the revolution. It's to these coordinates boating hockey fans have beamed the brightest lights of the NHL's future. The talented 20-somethings of the Western Conference to shoot it out with these living, breathing, over 35 icons, the future Hall of Famers of the East.
It's kind of like we're the X-Files, and they're lost in space.
Or in Trekkie terms, it's the original cast against the next generation in the 1997 All-Star Game. It's a fast world. It's a fast game.
So don't blink.
Hartford Whalers, number 18, Geoff Sanderson. Replacing Peter Forsberg from the Detroit Red Wings, number 18, Shanahan.
And they had a good sparring session in the postgame. It is Burke moving in, centering, and Robert Svela was there. With Patrick Waugh watching from the bench. This is Lindros on a breakaway. Oh, and every move in the book, and a poke check by Andy Moog on Lindros. And now it's Sanderson. He scores! Geoff Sanderson out of Hay River, the Northwest Territory, has made it 6-2 in favor of the East.
Geoff Sanderson spends his offseason in Whitefish, Montana, a beautiful part of the world. During the regular season, he plays for the Hartford Whalers. His second year pro, he was nearly traded to the Edmonton Oilers for Dave Manson. Brian Burke was running the Hartford Whalers. He said, listen, we need toughness. Glenn Sather called, and we're talking turkey here. We might try and make a deal. Hartford and Edmonton. Brian Burke then called the Toronto general manager, Cliff Fletcher. Cliff said, you're going to trade Sanderson? You're kidding. He said, Brian, go outside, take a long walk, have a cold drink, and don't trade him. He's going to be a 40-goal scorer. And sure enough, he's more than a 40-goal scorer. You saw the move he made to beat Andy Moog. He's in the All-Star game for the first time. And the Hartford Whalers, sometimes the best trades you make are the ones you don't make. And he's a star player for the Whalers.
Coach Willie May hanging out in Hartford. The Whalers are leaving. The fans are upset. They're outraged. Let's go find out what the people have to say. Street beat.
I think the state's tried to do a lot to get him to stay here. They just don't seem to be working with him.
I was shocked. I was speechless.
If the NHL wanted him here, they'd be fighting for him. They're not fighting for him. And that's the bottom line.
We had a wake in the Hartford area.
I think they should be a little bit more patient and, you know, just appreciate the fans that are going there.
I'll take a personal day off and help them move.
I was angry, yes. Very angry. I'm faithful. Till they're gone, baby.
They've been here for so long that it is disappointing. It's really disappointing that they're going.
Bye, Whalers. The street beat. Bye, Whalers.
Hartford Whalers are home for the final time. Our Sports Channel cameras are inside the Hartford Civic Center to capture the emotion of this historic day. They have played 1,420 in the National Hockey League. And now 20 minutes. That's all that's left. The Whalers have a 1-0 lead. They want to go out on a winning note. Holder through center ice. Wesley chops at one. It goes back to the blue line. Sanderson outside the line. Sees Grattan feed it back. Castle sneaks in. Knock goes wide. And off Jeff Norton. Puck is loose this way. Sanderson after it. Castle's behind the goal. Right out in front. There's Deneen. He scores! Hey, hey, what do you say, Captain Deneen? 2-0 Whalers.
What a fitting third period to have the captain come up big. I talked in a second about him being so close to 20. I think it would be a great story for Kevin Deneen. It's meant so much to this city. And what a great play it is here. Jeff Sanderson in the corner. Andrew Castles to Kevin Deneen. The blind backhand and just a quick wrist shot. And there is Kevin with a big smile. It means a lot to that man. I guarantee you that. The heart and soul of this team and franchise. We talked about Ronnie Francis, but this guy is the blood and guts.
Face off in the zone. That's all that remains. And the crowd is cherishing every moment. Norton in the corner. It's over, folks. It's been a great ride. The Whalers will go out winners.
Wow. Who had the last game-winning goal as a Hartford Whaler? Kevin Deneen.
I know.
Which is fitting.
It absolutely is. They got a book out for this one. They followed that book to a T. The Hartford Whalers did not let the 14,660 here down today. They have never let the team down over the years. The hardcore bleed green fans that have been with this team for so long are here today and deserve this 2-1 win.
Your tremendous support of our charity, the Yukon Children's Cancer Fund, over the years. We've raised millions of dollars, and I hope we can continue to see that support for the next number of years. It's been my pleasure to be associated with you, the fans, for your support and the enthusiasm you show in this building. There's none other. And on behalf of all the players that have left Hartford and the guys that are sitting on this bench, we just want to say thank you from all of us. God bless, and thank you very much.
Presenting the Players MVP is Bill Daytree, Affiliate Sales Manager of Sports Channel New England. This year's Players MVP, for the 4th consecutive season, Whalers goaltender, Sean Burke.
So Whaler fans, there you see it. The winner of this year's Kravitz Sports Channel MVP Award for the 4th consecutive year goes to Sean Burke. Congratulations to Sean for all of his efforts. This year's trophy has been provided by Din Brothers, the trophy people, at 943 State Street in New Haven. Call 1-800-628-9657 and see what they can do for you. So Sean Burke, once again, this year's MVP, and that's voted by the players, as sponsored by Sports Channel and, of course, the Hartford Whalers. And we have some more award winners from yesterday, much deserved, here at the Hartford Civic Center.
697, 3-star award winner for the 3rd consecutive season is Whalers goaltender Sean Burke. The Budweiser Most Valuable Defenseman, with 5 goals and 26 assists this season for a total of 31 points. Number 20, Glenn Wesley. This year's Kaiser Permanente Award of Excellence goes to Hartford Whalers captain, number 11, Kevin Deneen. The winner of the 1996-97 True Grit Award, Whalers captain, number 11, Kevin Deneen. The winner of the 1997 Unsung Hero Award in his first season with the Whalers, Whalers forward number 44, Kent Manderville. The Hartford Whalers Booster Club MVP Award winner The Whalers goaltender number 1, Sean Burke.